Hello, everyone. It's Mrs. Johnson. Ms. Dork asked me to teach you guys a little lesson in marketing, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So, first of all, thank you, Ms. Dork, for having me. Um, and what my plan is for today is to give you guys just kind of like a crash course intro to marketing, some examples of great marketing campaigns that you can hopefully translate into the yearbook. So, a couple of things before we start. I am going to use a PowerPoint. Don't immediately turn off this video just because you see a PowerPoint. I promise I'm going to make it interactive and show you some examples. I'm actually mostly just using the PowerPoint to keep myself on track because I get excited and I kind of start rambling. Number two, I'm going to drink coffee throughout because, hey, it's still early and we're going to do that. Also, on that note, I talk really fast when I get excited. So if ever I go through a topic super quickly, if I'm in my classroom, I can see it on your faces, right? Like, whoa, 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 you went too fast. Here, I can't really tell, so you guys can always shoot me an email and ask clarifying questions. I will share the PowerPoint at the end with Miss Dork so she can share it with you guys. But I'll try not to talk too fast during this. But here we go. So what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is the marketing mix and what I refer to as the 5 Ps of marketing. This is where everything kind of starts with your company or your business or your product. So we're going to focus on 3 main topics today. We're going to focus on the big P in the middle, people or target market. We're also going to focus on place and promotion today. We're just going to touch really quickly on product and price because for you guys specifically, I hope that you guys have already done some sort of cost analysis before you set the price of the yearbook, or at least have used past year's data to set that price. And then as far as the product goes, well, you guys already know what product you're selling. So we're going to kind of touch on these other 3 areas that might open up some ideas in your head about marketing and promotion. So here we go. The first one we're talking about is that big P in the middle. I think it is the absolute most important P, so that's why we're starting there. Now, a couple of things with people. You really need to understand the people that you are trying to get to buy your product. So there's a couple of terms I want to go over. The first is market. Now, market is anybody who can buy your product, basically. They have similar needs and wants, and they're capable. So if I use the example of Kate at Coffee, the people that anybody who can buy it is students at Air Academy, staff at Air Academy, any visitors of Air Academy. That's our market, right? We can't say all of Colorado Springs because all of Colorado Springs can't get onto our campus. So that's our entire market. Now, we want to break that down into our target market. And our target market is kind of who we aim our promotional efforts towards. Now, to use the example of Kate at Coffee, we really aim our promotion to students and young students because our target market is freshmen and sophomore for a couple of reasons. Number one, they can't leave campus. So juniors and seniors can. They can drive to Dutch Bros if they want. As far as freshmen and sophomores, they can't leave the campus, right? Also, they really like sugary drinks, which we sell a lot of. This is Frankie Joe, by the way. Can you say hi? Hi? Awesome. So we want to make sure that our marketing campaign is really directed towards them. Now, if we were really trying to get freshmen and sophomores of Air Academy High School to purchase drinks from Air Academy, let's say to purchase the new Cadet Frap, would we advertise on Facebook? No, because none of those students are on Facebook. Where should we be advertising? Probably Instagram, probably TikTok, Snapchat, the places that we're actually going to reach our group. Now, I'm going to move to the next slide to just show you guys, as far as target markets go, we might have specific demographics we're going after. So maybe personal characteristics, a certain age group. Now that's what I'm talking about with Kate at Coffee. We are going after that age group, maybe 15 or 16-year-olds. There might be psychographics, so social lifestyles. We might say we want to start selling sports drinks, and we're really going to go after the athletes of Air Academy. Geographics, where you're located in the United States or in the world. That definitely plays a part in it. What, baby? In just a little bit, okay? Or behavioral. So something that we want to talk about here is an example that I have from Target. Now, Target normally caters to like if you were to think of their target market, I think a lot of you would probably come up with soccer moms, right? So moms that need clothing and toilet paper and cute stuff for their house. So that's definitely right. Target was really going after that market for a long time. But with some of their research, they were realizing they were going to kind of like cap that market. Like, how many more soccer moms can we get to shop here? They're already all shopping here, the ones that we want. So they were thinking, okay, what other market can we reach out to that'll spend a lot of money at Target? So after doing a lot of research, they decided they wanted to go after millennial men, for a couple of reasons. Number one, they have a lot of money, and they like to spend their money, right? Number two, if they get millennial men hooked on Target now, as they get older and get married and have children, they will also maybe still keep shopping at Target. So once they decided they wanted millennial men to be their next target market, they had to decide how they were going to communicate that. So I want to show you guys an example here of Target's collaboration with Shaun White. So right here, you can see it's actually been 10 years they've been collaborating with him. But when they first started off, I mean, this was when Shaun White was really, really big. At the Olympics, I want to say 2008, he was just, everybody was talking about Shaun White. So they did all this promotional stuff with Shaun White. Millennial men were excited because they liked Shaun White. He had like his own clothing line there. I think he still does, actually. They did all these like different parties where they invited people up to like targeted out like cabins in the mountains where people got to snowboard for free, and it was like on a Target snowboard, and they did all this collaboration. So once they got millennial men kind of hooked, the hope is that millennial men will keep shopping as they go through each phase of their life. Now, a great example of how I think Kate Coffee has done this is when they decided to do the class color contest. So really trying to understand our target market at Air Academy High School. You guys have so much pride. You have Air Academy pride. You have class color pride. You guys go wild on class color day. So this was a great example of really understanding your target market. I would say an example of us not really understanding our target market is when we focused on selling something like a gingerbread latte. So you guys aren't actually super interested in buying hot drinks at Kate Coffee. And when I say you guys, I mean students as a population. I'm generalizing. So if you like hot drinks at Kate Coffee, that's okay. I'm not calling you out. But as a population, sometimes you guys don't enjoy the lattes as much. And then gingerbread has like a really spicy flavor. It's not super sweet. And in a general sense, high schoolers aren't super interested in that. Yes, baby. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Don't those look delicious? Yeah, they look really good. Green. Okay, good idea. Because that's lime. Good. Frankie Joe wants to make one of these once we're back. Kate Coffee is open. For you guys, as people who are selling the yearbook, you have a really interesting target market because, yes, you're trying to sell to students of Air Academy, but who is typically paying for the yearbook? Parents, right? So your market, you have to understand that your target market is not only Air Academy High School students, but it's also parents that are paying for it. So that communication, once we get to the promotion side of this, is going to be really important. Okay, we are going to move on from target market, even though it's my favorite one. I think I gave you guys all my examples. What a perfect time for coffee break. Okay, we're back in it. Okay, I mentioned product. The only thing that I really wanted to mention about product is, of course, it can be a good or a service. For you guys specifically, you're kind of offering a little bit of both, I would say. I mean, yes, a yearbook is a good. It's something you can hold in your hands. It's tangible, but it's also a service. So you are, creating good vibes. You're also doing kind of marketing for the different clubs. So if somebody buys a yearbook, flips through the yearbook, and is like, oh, wow, DECA seems like a lot of fun, you're actually doing a service for me. For the marketing department. So you guys do a little bit of both. I just wanted to touch on that. Goods are tangible, meaning you can hold it in your hand. Like I can hold this glue in my hand right here. Services are intangible. That would be something like a massage or a facial or a dog grooming service, something you can't actually hold in your hand. Price, I'm just going to touch on quickly. Obviously, we need to know how much it costs to make our product before we actually determine a price. So this is something that we do in Kate Coffee all the time. We determine, so if we want to sell the Kate Frap, which we did, we break it down all the way down to, okay, it takes 5 ounces of milk. How much does 5 ounces of milk cost? It has whipped cream on the top. How much is 1 serving of whipped cream? 4 pumps of blue raspberry syrup. How much does that cost? So all of that, we do that calculation before we actually decide on the price. So we obviously want our price to be higher than the cost, because if we're selling a drink for $3 and it costs us $3.50 to make, we're losing money right there. So we need to be really smart about that. One thing I wanted to mention on that is that there are internal factors, things that we can control as a business, and there are external factors, things that are outside of the business, regulations, supply and demand that we can't control. For instance, right now there's a national worldwide shortage of vanilla. If you buy vanilla extract in like the little bottle, like the 1 ounce bottle, it's about $6 or $7 right now. Normally you can get that for $1 or $2. There's also, if you get the big bottle like at Costco, you used to be able to get that for about $13. Now it's $29. So those are things that we cannot control. Something that we could control is, okay, could we eliminate vanilla with something else? So just a couple of things I want you to keep in mind. Sometimes we have no control over it. Sometimes we do. Okay, placement. I love placement so much because it seems so simple. It's like where to actually sell your product. But there's more to it than that. You have to get the right product to the right customer at the right time, at the right place, and the right quantity. Okay, so let's talk about some examples with that. So we want to get the right product to the customer, meaning it's the product that they actually want. If it's a product that nobody cares about, nobody wants right now, if we're trying to sell Air Academy t-shirts over in West Virginia, nobody wants that product, right? Nobody wants a yearbook in West Virginia for Air Academy High School. So making sure we actually have the right product that people want. Timing is really important with this. Having Valentine's Day stuff delivered in March isn't going to do anybody any good. So you have to make sure that you have the right timing in place. Hold on, Lovey, okay? Right timing in place. So, for instance, you want to make sure that you have plenty of big screen TVs available before the Super Bowl actually happens. So, have those big screen TVs available in your store. I want to show you guys an example of making sure that you're meeting your people at the right time. So, I'm going to show you Target's ad currently right now. So, this week it is April 9th right now. Easter is coming up on Sunday. So the first pages, this is the very first page you'll see in the ad. This is all about Easter baskets, right? In fact, I got an email this morning and I was like, oh shoot, it's Easter time. I need to order this stuff. So that's what we're really focused on right now is Easter baskets. Now, Target has been smart to really focus on the Easter baskets and not as much on Easter dinner because we're in quarantine, right? This is all about the gifts that we can get our kids. We really only have one page that's setting a spring table, an Easter table, and that's smart. So they've got a little bit of food on there, but mostly we're focusing on the Easter baskets. Now, if we go back all the way to Target's weekly ad on March 1st, let's say, they mention that they have Easter stuff, but is it on the front page? No, because that's not where our minds are at right now. That's not where soccer moms like me, our minds are at on March 1st. We are in a completely different space. This week, however, yes, we should be focused on those last minute Easter things that we forgot. So they've really taken advantage of this and made it really colorful and engaging. Like these are the funnest Easter baskets ever. So for yearbooks, there's a couple of times a year that we think about yearbooks a lot. Right at the very, very beginning, when we are first getting back to school, our parents are already paying all these other fees anyway. Might as well buy a yearbook while we're at it. And then also at the very end of the year, because that's really close to when the yearbook is going to come out. So that's when we can really send out communication that's bright, that's colorful, a reminder, hey, now is the time to order your yearbook. Another example that I have of this is Academy District 20. So timing is really important for our choice enrollment window. And if you don't know what that is, it's when people can choice into the school district. They can come to our schools. And what's really odd is the timing. It's like January and then it ends in February. So to get the communication out to people, you need to start in December. But what's our mind on in December? Right? The holidays. Like there's so much to do right around the holidays. So Allison Cortez, who is our director of communications, she is a marketing guru. She's actually worked with Target. She worked with Sean White on that campaign, and now she works for District 20, which is amazing. she was in charge of that campaign, and they had to get really creative on how they were going to meet people where they were at, to get them to choice enroll in Academy School District 20. So what they started thinking was, okay, who really makes the choices in the house? Is it mom or dad? A lot of the times it's mom. Again, I'm generalizing. If in your house dad makes decisions, that's